Having good ad creative is one of the most important parts about paid media. And Michelle and I have primarily worked in the agency side, so we've seen the hurdles and pain points it is to constantly get new and updated creative. Many of the ad platforms have tools within the channels to let you store and update your own creative, and Microsoft is no exception. Recently, Microsoft Ads announced updates to their ad studio. So we'll show you what you can do with this tool and how you can update, store, edit, and even create your own new images to use in ads. Right now, I'm in the main overview section in Microsoft Ads. Let's head on over to the left-hand navigation. Underneath conversions, we see Ad Studio. I just wanted to click on the main icon. So initially, one of the basic features of Ads Studio is going to be very similar to Google's asset library. You can see examples that we've used in previous videos. So any image that you've already uploaded, I should correct myself, any image or video that you've already uploaded will live here. You can see there's recent options down here. If I go up here and click on images, we can just look at previous images. And then there's videos that I've uploaded. Because Microsoft does have video extensions for search campaigns, you could run straight up video campaigns with audience ads. And then if you want to, with anything that is currently running, you can click on performance and look at each individual asset and how it's performing within a given date range. This is our demo account. We've never run anything, so not much I can show you there. In most cases, you can upload the images or videos while you're building out the extensions or the campaigns. But if you're being a little bit proactive, you can just come straight to Ad Studio and upload your images right away. There, I just picked some from some of the new thumbnails that we're using. Easy enough to do it. So if I know I'm going to use any sort of image in the future, I can just get it done, upload them here so I don't have to worry about it later. If you don't have the actual file for any image that you want to use, you can look at adding them from your website. I'm just going to type in one. My daughter's been obsessed with these things lately. And there we see Microsoft can pull images directly from a website that you have entered. Of course, you're going to want to use your own. There's one I'll select. Let's find some other ones. Keep going and going. So you can see that we can select as many as we want, and then I can pull them and add them to our library. Hopefully you already know this. Use images that you have the right to use. Yes, you can pretty much scrape it from any website. I'm just using these in a demo. I'm not going to actually run ads using other people's images. But if you don't have your own files, you can't find any good images from your own website, which that's a problem in itself, but bear with me here. You can look through stock images that Microsoft offers. Through their partnership with Shutterstock, we can start looking for certain images. And this is one I was playing with before. So search for an image that you may want to use. Notice the two blue messages underneath the search bar. Microsoft does let us know that the watermarks that are on these images will be removed when you actually launch these ads. Also, it's up to you to decide if the images that Shutterstock provides follow all of the ad policies. So you may find an image from Shutterstock that you would want to use, but if it violates any of the policies, your ad still can be disapproved. Microsoft isn't going to vet them for you. It's up to the advertiser to be familiar with these policies. So you can select what other options that you want here and then add them to the mix. But I actually think I already have a couple of these in the library. So that is the basic function of the library, to literally house all of your assets, whether they're images or videos. Naming conventions are important because you can see up here, you can just search for a specific image that you want to use. For example, I know all of our new thumbnails that we're testing within YouTube, I labeled them as V2. But it looks like historically, I labeled them some other one, even though these probably just have some random names. But at least I know I can find the images of what I'm looking for. So if you plan on uploading a ton of images or videos, remember the file name. Good naming conventions will make organization a lot easier. Now, besides just uploading and storing your assets, there's a couple other cool features within this tool. Let me scroll down a little bit. With some of Microsoft's AI features, you can use these tools to either improve or create new images that you may want to test within your ads. Let me upload another image. Okay, first I want to show you, this is the actual picture I uploaded. Yes, I'm a big old nerd, comic book collector, and this is my office. So that's the photo I uploaded. With no prompt whatsoever, Microsoft was able to pull the product from a busy photo. I mean, this is a background change tool. They're already smart enough to know exactly what I want removed from the photo. So with the help of AI, I can try to give some clues. I'm going to enter in some cues of the type of background that I want. All right, so now I'm going to give it a cue of a possible background I would want to preview to test. It's Star Wars, right? So of course, it should be outer space. Okay, it's a little bit better. Not as many stars as I would like, but whatever, I'll take it. I could apply the background, look at some additional features. Right now it's none. There's dreamy. You can see what it did. Summer, a little yellowish tint, rosy for the reddish tint, or straight up black and white. If I like it, I'm good with it, I'll save it as a copy. So now I have both images here. And really, if I just wanted to test out different images within an ad to see which one performs better, this gives me some capability to do so, because I am no way a graphic designer. I rely on these tools. I would not know how to strip this out myself and add in a space background. So if you don't have the design capabilities in-house, and like me, you lack the talent yourself, but you're in a crunch time to try to get more images to test, here's already one thing that you could do. Now scrolling down further, you see some other examples to maybe give you some inspiration. Test out some seasonality images, potentially some different holiday images to get people more in the mood. Maybe there's a big sporting event going on. I know in certain cases you're not supposed to say the name of the actual big football game that just occurred, but if you want to tie into other big events going on at the time, sports, Olympics, TV show or movie releases, see if you can tweak your photos to kind of match the tone of what's going on. When I was looking at different backgrounds for this one, but you can add solid color backgrounds. You don't have to use an image. So this can help you with some of the product photos if you don't have a solid white background. But with the background tool, I already had to have a source image. Well, I hope this isn't the case, but what if we really don't have any images at all to use? You can try to generate images with AI. These 5 examples here are all AI generated images. I'm going to start with a really broad search, and then we're going to add to it so you get a better understanding of how the images can change based upon what cues you're giving. So I typed in grandfather clock, not the best results, so then I clicked generate. Now we're seeing something a little bit better. I'm going to go weird with this just so we can have some fun. Show me a grandfather clock in a kitchen. Why would it be there? Who cares? Let's just see what this AI tool can do. Showing me something good here, and then with a clown. This is totally worth it. I could do this all day. This is so creepy. All right, let's make it a little less creepy. One more time, and then I'll stop, I swear. Well, didn't fully listen because we still see children in here. But you can kind of see with the prompts that you give what examples you can potentially use. And if you want to, for whatever reason, I could save all these clown images to my library. All right, but let's actually use a product one. I've been on a running kick lately, so let's start with this one. Not the greatest, right? Notice that we have stock image options right here, but let's see if we can hone in right now. Key elements, I want to have some clouds and some mountains. Mood, adventurous. Style, let's say modern. Let's see if this does anything. Composition, side view. Maybe if they're running, I want to actually make it seem like there's some sort of movement to it. Now let's see what we get. Now this looks a little bit more realistic. I mean, in this case, when they're running above the mountains, you can tell, but some of this trail running one. So maybe I'm selling running clothes or running shoes, possibly testing out some inspiration type photos. I can keep messing with all these different elements, maybe save some that are okay. Here, we'll save this one for now, and then test out something different. So I'm going to get rid of the side view, even though they didn't really give me many side view options. All right, I'm going to add in my own prompts. So I updated the text too. I wanted to get rid of the mountains and clouds, so we're going to test something different here. This is my fault, because after I already clicked generate, then I removed additional text and clicked generate again, so I think it was in the process of it. But these two are much more realistic. Maybe it's something I'd want to test out here. I still think in this case real images would work, but if you really have nothing to work with, it's not a bad tool to use. So when I click back, go to the main library, there's some of the images I created. Sorry, I didn't save any of the clown ones. But I do have a campaign tab open. Here's just a paused audience ads campaign, and now I can look at start creating some ads. And there we see, there are the images that we created. Now I can start using them. Look at cropping it additionally to fit the ad size. I'd save it here, and then I could save and create another one, test out the new image, whether it's my own, or maybe I want to test a different one that I use with any AI enhancements, and then just see what performs better. Creative testing is always going to be important in any visual-based campaign. Now, Microsoft did say that they're going to be constantly working on adding new features to this. So we'll keep an eye out, and if they add anything else new to Ad Studio that we think is worth talking about, we will. But I'd love to hear your ideas on how you use this tool, so let everyone know in the comments.
Thanks for watching our video. We really appreciate it. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up below. If you really liked it, maybe think about subscribing to the Paid Media Pros YouTube channel and you'll get alerted every time a new video drops.
If you really liked it, you can help support the channel by checking out some of the t-shirts that we're wearing on our merch shelf, as well as looking at the Super Thanks button.